Well, good morning, everybody, and it is Friday once again, the end of a week. And I'm just going to simply start with a prayer from the Methodist Prayer Handbook, and it's from the medieval Christian writer and um, well thought of woman of God from the um, same time as the Reformation, really, 1515 to 1582, Teresa of Avila, or Avila, sometimes people say. So all creation blesses you, O Lord. Exiles offer you worship. Pilgrims hallow your name. Saints adore you. Humanity offers its praises. And we, your servants, lift our hearts and voices to you in joy and thanksgiving. Amen. And today we're invited to remember the church in the Eurasia area, which also we pray for the church in Germany. Thinking of an old college mate of mine from Belfast, Barry and Gillian Sloan, serving in Germany. And then the church in Belgium and the church in France. That's a huge part of the world we're praying for today. So the Eurasia area, Germany, Belgium, and France. Closer to home, we think of the Southampton district. And with them, we lift this prayer from their chair of district, Andrew Wood. God, who reaches out to us in love, cascading grace to all creation, may we be disciples who respond to your overwhelming, unconditional, unbounded presence. May we each respond to your invitation to share in your mission with all our heart, will, mind, and strength. May we respond to your Spirit who calls us to reimagine our communities in the light of your grace. And may the gospel enliven our spirits to see possibilities, to grasp opportunities, and to travel in the way of Jesus. Amen. Today, I'm not going to be sort of sharing any more thoughts on the EDI Module 1.2 Theological Reflections on Equality, Diversity and Inclusion. Trips off the tongue, that one. But I'm going to simply be pointing you in the direction of the second video. The second video today is from a friend of mine, Carrie Tankard. Carrie's based up in the West Yorkshire district, or Yorkshire West district, which sort of covers from so the Bradford region right over to Leeds and yeah, all that sort of West Yorkshire or Yorkshire West area. He's been doing that job about a year now, I think, or just over a year. Used to be over in sort of Chapel in the Frith direction before that. Yeah, he's someone I made friends with back in about 2005 when we were at the Methodist conference together up in Edinburgh. And then, we've seen each other again and again throughout the years at different conferences and also at the superintendent's conference, and we always get on very well. But he's now chair of district up in Yorkshire West, serving alongside Leslie and Jill Newton in this region. And he shared yesterday in a video his thoughts on sort of emerging from the sort of next phase. So of course, we had the news at the beginning of this week that from the 4th of July, churches could open again. And indeed, this morning, looking at some of my Anglican colleagues in the area, they are intending and opening up some of them end of this month, beginning of next month. There's a particular burden upon them to do so because they're more like a public utility or the sort of state church than there is for us, and our concerns for the well-being of all our members and those who might come into our premises continues to be a strong motivating factor for us as Methodist churches. But Kerry seems to have grasp that very well. Please look out also for Jill Newton's messages this weekend. We'll be putting those on our circuit website, because Jill constantly throughout the last 3-4 months has been showing us exceptional leadership by the way that she has guided us, spoken into our situation throughout this period. But I thought I'd share Kerry's words today with you, because they really do sum up and articulate where we're at really, really well, and cause us to stop and think before we run back to our buildings, basically. I'm taking personally, and I believe this is also the case for Chesterfield, though I'm not speaking for Chesterfield just yet, but I think Julie and I are reminded that we will not be modifying our plan to go back at the beginning of September. But in the meantime, we will be looking at each church one at a time and having that conversation, the sort of conversations that Kerry encourages us to have. So I'm going to hand over to Kerry this morning to lead us in our reflections rather than myself. And then just before I use the prayer for the John Bailey book, I was going to say to you that, of course, it's been Friday. We're now thinking about the weekend. So this weekend, going to be busy for me, I'm sure. So preparing for Sunday morning, I'm going to be sharing in the service with based out of Brimington Hall Road. And of course, as has been the case the whole way through the last 3-4 months, that service is open to anyone on the circuit. And so I believe Richard Vinton, if he hasn't done already, will be doing so, providing you with ways to make connections with Steve to get into that meeting. And in the evening this time, not 11:30, but this time in the evening at 6 o'clock, we're going to be having the second service, as it were, on the circuit, which is one I will be leading again from the Muncie and Bolsover. Well, they're both from the I'm in the Muncie and Bolsover on both occasions. That's the wonderful thing about this. I can be in all 11 churches on our circuit in one go, from my own study through the wonders of technology. But on Sunday evening we'll be following on in a different service than the one in the morning. So I've got 2 services to prepare this weekend. It's like being back in old times again. And then also just to say that on the recorded service, the one that was on the telephone service, will be a summary of both sermons together rather than just one or the other. So it'll be a kind of a 2-parter on Sunday. I'll do part 1 of the sermon in the morning, part 2 of the service in the evening, and the idea will be that I'll summarize that for the recorded message on the telephone service. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend in that sense. Also this weekend I've got the next 2 weeks services to prepare, so it's going to be a busy time. And that plus we're working really hard at the moment behind the scenes to get ready for September. Preparing for the circuit meeting, which happens in 2 weeks' time, and also preparing for things like charity commissioning and changes of trusts and all sorts of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that you don't see, but is within my gift and the gift of the joint circuit leadership team to be working our way through just now. So do keep me in your prayers. It's feeling more like a very busy weekend coming up. And hoping to take some time off tomorrow in the midst of that. So for now, I simply leave you with this prayer from John Bailey. Lord, it is you who have given me the gift of this day's life. Give me also, I pray, the spirit to use it as I should. May I not stain the brightness of the morning with you with any evil thought, or darken the afternoon with any shameful action. Today, let your Holy Spirit breathe into my heart clean and true desires worthy of your reign. May your truth inspire my mind. May your justice and goodness make a throne within me and direct my wayward will. May Christ be formed in me, and let me learn from him how to be humble in heart, gentle in bearing, modest in speech, helpful in action, and prompt at carrying out my Father's will. O Lord, you encompass the whole earth with your most compassionate love, and it is against your will that any of your children should be lost or die. Grant your blessing today to all who are striving to make a better world. I pray, O God, especially for all who are working for laws to be more just, humane, and transparent, for all who are working for peace between the nations, for all who are working to heal and prevent disease, for all who are helping to relieve poverty, for all who are helping the betrayed and abused, for all who are working together toward the restoration of the broken unity of your holy church, for all who preach the gospel, for all who bear witness to Christ in every land and culture. Break down, O Lord, all the forces of violence, cruelty, and evil. Defeat all selfish and power-driven schemes, and bless everything that is planned in the Spirit of Christ and carried out to the honour of his blessed name. Amen. Amen. Again, a wonderful prayer from John Bailey. So, I now hand you over to my friend Carrie and pray that you will enjoy and be challenged and caused to think today from the words that he shares. God bless.